Ever wondered how Chittagong was ruled under the Arakan kings from 1581 to 1666? This time period marked an era of significant change and development for the region. The Arakan kings, hailing from present-day Myanmar, held complete control over Chittagong, yet these weren't peaceful times as the region was plagued by the rise of Portuguese pirates, making the seas a dangerous territory. The Arakan kings, not one to shy away from a challenge, took matters into their own hands. In 1603, and again in 1607, they launched a massive campaign to suppress these pirates, bringing back a semblance of order and peace to the troubled waters. These events marked a significant turn of events in the history of Chittagong. In 1607, the region saw the arrival of a French traveler, de Laval. His visit to Chittagong during the reign of the Arakan kings is a testament to the region's historical significance and its place in global affairs. But it was not just foreign visitors that defined this era. The influence of the Arakan rule in Chittagong was profound. The land management system introduced by the Arakanese, including the use of a unit of land measurement known as Magi Kani, is still prevalent in Chittagong today. Moreover, the Arakan rule also saw a rise in the Muslim population in the region, leading to a unique cultural blend that is still visible in Chittagong's vibrant society. The rule of the Arakan kings over Chittagong also fostered a flourishing literary culture. The Arakan court was a hub for poets and writers, including the likes of the great poet Alao, Daulat Qazi, and Qureshi Magan Thakur. Their works, nurtured and encouraged under the Arakan rule, significantly contributed to the advancement of Bengali literature. Thus, the Arakan rule played a significant role in shaping Chittagong's history. It was a period of both turmoil and development, leaving a lasting impact that can still be seen and felt in the region today. So, what happened when the Mughals arrived in 1666? Well, Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb instructed the Subadar of Bengal, Shaista Khan, to seize control of Chittagong. Shaista Khan's son, Umed Khan, led the charge, defeating the Arakanese at the mouth of the Karnafuli River and capturing their fort. Interestingly, the Portuguese, who had previously been allies with the Arakanese, betrayed them and sided with the Mughals. Umed Khan then became the first Faudar, or military governor, of Chittagong, marking the beginning of Mughal rule. However, the Mughal reign was not unchallenged. Throughout their rule, the Arakanese continually tried to regain control of Chittagong. An Englishman named Thomas Pitt allied with the Arakanese in an unsuccessful attempt to defeat the Mughals. Job Charnock, the founder of Kolkata, also led a failed expedition in 1686 to seize the Chittagong port. Even in 1670 and 1710, the Arakanese failed in their attempts to breach the borders of Chittagong. However, in 1725, nearly 30,000 Arakanese soldiers invaded Chittagong, causing considerable distress among the residents. But, in the end, the Mughals successfully repelled them. Throughout this period, the Mughals managed to keep the English from seizing the Chittagong port. They maintained good relations with the indigenous communities, especially the Chakma tribe, through treaties. The Mughals were successful in maintaining control over Chittagong, despite several attempts to challenge their rule. This began a new chapter in the history of Chittagong, setting the stage for the events that were to follow. How did the Battle of Plassey in 1757 influence Chittagong's history? This question leads us to a crucial turning point in the history of the region. Following the Battle of Plassey, the British East India Company emerged as a dominant power in Bengal. This victory allowed the British to shift their focus towards the strategic port city of Chittagong. However, their ambition to control this region was not without resistance. Mir Jafar, who was installed as the Nawab of Bengal by the British after the Battle of Plassey, was reluctant to hand over Chittagong to the British. This wasn't surprising given the city's significance as a vital commercial and maritime hub. Despite the pressure from the British, Mir Jafar stood his ground, refusing to let go of Chittagong. Unsatisfied with Jafar's stance, the British conspired to replace him with Mir Qasim. In 1761 they succeeded in this endeavor. Qasim, unlike his predecessor, was more compliant with the British demands. He readily transferred the districts of Burdwan, Midnapore and Chittagong to the British East India Company. The last Mughal Faudar of Chittagong, Raja Khan, formally surrendered the administration of the city to the first British chief, Varalst. This marked the beginning of the East India Company's rule in Chittagong. The company's control over the city led to increasing taxation on the inhabitants, which in turn led to widespread discontent and resistance. With the takeover by the East India Company, Chittagong entered a new phase of colonial rule. The impact of this period would resonate throughout the city's history, shaping its socio-economic and political landscape in the years to come. How did the locals respond to the British rule in Chittagong? The British rule in Chittagong was a time of increasing burden for the locals. The East India Company's rule saw taxes on the people of Chittagong rise day by day. But the people did not sit idle under this oppression. Abu Torab, the landlord of Sandwip, was one such individual who refused to accept the British rule lying down. He rallied the farmers and led a resistance against the British. However, in the Battle of Harishpur in 1776, he was defeated and killed, bringing an end to the resistance in Sandwip. The Chakmas, on the other hand, put up a strong resistance from 1772 to 1798. The British were unable to quell the Chakmas' resistance through conventional warfare. Instead, they imposed severe economic sanctions on them, finally bringing them under control. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857 also saw its echoes in Chittagong. The 2nd, 3rd and 4th Companies of the 34th Bengal Infantry Regiment, stationed in Chittagong, participated in this revolt against the British rule. The British rule also resulted in the desecration of religious sites in Chittagong. The Andar Killa Jain Mosque was transformed into an ammunition store, outraging the locals. The lands granted to the mosques under the Nawabi regime were also confiscated during the survey of 1838. However, Khan Bahadur Hamidullah Khan managed to retrieve these lands after appealing to the governor in Calcutta. Despite the heavy tax burden and the transformation of religious sites, the people of Chittagong continued to resist British rule. From landlords like Abu Torab to the Chakma community, the spirit of resistance was alive and well in Chittagong during British rule. Let's revisit the major points we've covered today. We began our journey in the year 1581 when the Arakan kings held sway over Chittagong. During this period, the city experienced significant cultural and social changes, with the influence of the Arakan rule still evident in many aspects of life today. Then in 1666, the tides of power shifted and the Mughals took control. Chittagong was integrated into the Mughal Empire, a change that brought about its own set of transformations and challenges. Despite this, the city continued to flourish, maintaining its unique cultural identity. Fast forward to the Battle of Plassey, a turning point that marked the beginning of East India Company's rule. The aftermath of the battle saw the company exerting its influence and control over Chittagong, a period that was marked by increasing economic pressures and the gradual erosion of the rights of the local population. Yet, the spirit of the people of Chittagong remained unbroken. They resisted the company's rule, staging uprisings and revolts that underscored their determination to protect their homeland. Notably, the Chakma community and Sandwip's landlord Abu Torab led significant resistance movements against the British rule. Chittagong's history from 1581 to 1857 is a testament to the resilience and fortitude of its people. They have weathered the storms of change, always emerging stronger and more determined. This resilience continues to shape the city's future today, painting a picture of a people who refuse to be subdued, who continue to fight for their rights, and who remain proud of their rich and diverse history. This history is not just a tale of times gone by, but a living, breathing narrative that continues to shape the city and its people. And with that, we come to the end of our journey through Chittagong's past. Thank you for joining us on this historical exploration. Remember, history isn't just about the past, it's about understanding our present and shaping our future.